couldn't stand it, huh?
You think that you got enough to do tomorrow, next week, next month. You go down the road, you get caught up. You do jobs.
There's only so much you can do.
And last couple of years, even White House Stadium, I saw this. It's something I don't know what I'm doing, but
Okay. All right, Bob, you're up.
All right, so the old business is Gonzalez Painting on Fourth Avenue. They had they were violating the terms of the home occupation, or they still are actually. They put them up a big sign on the fence down through there that said Gonzalez Painting, right next to the home that they're, I don't think it's the home that had the home occupation. I think it was a home that's next door to the home occupation. And let me get over here to it. I'll show you where it's at. Fourth Avenue, of course, these don't have the addresses, which I wish I had. It's not there. It's up here. It's sure. So it's this white house right here, or yellow house, that the home occupation is at, which is, what is it, 824, that's on the corner. This house right here, it doesn't show it in this picture, but they built them a fence down through here, and they had a big Gonzalez Painting right here on their fence. So they're in violation just by advertising. But I think these folks here that live at this guy that owns this house is also a Gonzalez, and their ladders and painting equipment and stuff's in just by me looking up Gonzalez Painting Services. They're advertising online as 824 6th Avenue, open and closed. This is an R4 zone. It's not a commercial. So they're in violation of the home occupation by advertising this as a business. So is this something that, I guess the big question was, they're in violation of the zoning ordinance, but I wanted, we always get asked, and this came in as a complaint because somebody complained about them putting the sign up on the fence. I got one from Larry and one from another, somebody else driving down the road, I guess another painting company or something like that. But they're in violation of the home occupation variance that they got by advertising their place as a
The
place.
sign is not us though, right?
Well, the sign is part of the regulations for the home occupation. You can't advertise at the address or your home occupation. But I don't know. I guess the question is are they running the business out of the house next door that they own, where all the ladder trucks and everything's parked at, or are they running it out of the one on the corner that's actually 824? So I don't. To me, it's kind of. I don't know why they got the variance at the house that on that. Let me get down here to the agenda. Maybe I ought to get out of this view.
So are these people, they're not coming here today?
No, this is something that we've never called one back.
Right.
But we've already had complaints on one of the lawn care guys that we had from the month before, and about them showing up with all their employees there. So, we're always saying that, telling folks in the public meeting that if you've got a problem with it, then we can bring them back to the board. So I guess my question is do we want to bring this one back to the board and have them address it to y'all publicly?
It sounds like you have some concerns.
Well, I just have they took the sign down, which I guess somebody tipped them off to that. But they're still advertising online that they're doing that. Plus, they've got another residence next door that looks like it's operating. I don't know who's running what business where. It's
Are those typically questions you'd bring them in here to ask?
well, when we do the home occupations, we always ask, are you, is the occupation that, it's your home, it's your residence, but
Yep.
not that you're operating it somewhere else and using this as your office. So, she usually goes through the whole spiel. You can't have signs in your yard. You can't advertise your home as a place of business. It has to, you can't advertise online, you can't advertise in your truck as 824
So,
Fourth Avenue as being your business.
so if they did take the sign down,
The sign's down.
so we have a lot of paint, like business equipment at 824.
Yeah, so
But
you can
also
have some
still-
equipment at your home, so long as it's out of sight and out of mind. But it seems like all the equipment's over at the house next door.
So then I guess the question would be, are they operating a business out of 826?
Or, yeah, 22.
22,
Whichever way it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it out of 22 or is it out of 24? Or are they operating one from both? How's
And
it-
it's advertising.
And it's
address
advertising,
online.
yeah, advertising it online as this being the address for the
But
business.
would this be the forum for that due to the nature of the complaints made?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
'cause we
The
gave him
biggest thing was the sign, them putting up the sign on the fence. And it would seem like that, and it would seem like they wouldn't go to their neighbors and put up a sign on their fence at 822. You know,
That's their
can we put up a
brothers.
sign on your fence? But
Yeah,
they're
well-
living, whoever's running the business, or at least employing at the business, is also at 822, and they're using that property as part of it as well. So it's kind of expanded from just being one home office to, we've got a family operating a larger business from 2 residences.
And we don't know that anybody's living in 824.
Well, it looks like somebody's living there. It's just, there's a lot of stuff, y'all happen to drive by and look, it just looks like there's a lot of work going on. Maybe they're renovating the inside of it. I don't think we have any permits out there, but it may look like just painting and sheet rock. Or maybe that's just some of their equipment for their business that they've set out on their front porch. I don't know. That's kind of the things when we
to
bring
me,
them
if
up here,
there's-
if we want to bring them up here to talk with
I
them
mean, if
about.
this is the forum to do it in, I'm fine with asking them to come back up here. I mean, I do think we need to address it because we tell everybody that they have to abide by this, and if they're not, and we're not gonna do anything about it, then I think we telling people they can complain.
Yeah. Well, okay. We might have
We
them up
take a
here
vote?
next month.
Or we just,
No, we'll just handle it.
okay,
We'll just handle it. We'll have them, we'll send a letter to them to come up here for the board to
Come back.
have a review of their case and their home occupation.
okay.
And, you know,
Fine with me.
yeah.
Question,
Go ahead.
all right? We send a letter and they choose not to come,
Yes.
then what is our, recourse?
Well, that's a good question. What would they have to do? Could the board, but they didn't vote?
My suggestion is you spell out in the letter what you know to be the violation
Right,
or the complaint.
right.
You invite them, make them aware that their approval may very well
Be at risk,
be
yes.
at risk. Because that's what they were told when it was approved.
Right,
All right? If they do not show up, you can still have your hearing. You don't have to have them here.
right.
And then you can decide whether you want to take away the approval
Right.
and then give them notice of that.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you do, because that's their opportunity to show cause, is what we call it. Show why your approval should not be revoked. Basically, here's what you're doing to violate it. You must stop that now.
Yeah.
If you don't, then this is what's going to happen. But if we tell, as you've already said several times, we tell the audience that shows up that that's what we're going to do. So that's what we'll do.
Now, once they remove that, say that they don't show up and they don't understand what compliance is, and they decide to remove it, the home occupation, what's the next thing? They have to,
You give them
they
notice.
they would lose their business license.
Right? You give
So
them
that would
notice.
have to go through a different set of
Yeah,
steps.
they lose their business license.
Right.
You notify the
Revenue department?
revenue department that, that approval has been revoked. They no longer are entitled to have a business license.
Does that have to go before the council? Okay.
Because it's, well, it doesn't go to the council because they lost the approval.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, there we go.
So, we have the violation of the sign,
Right.
talking about this one here.
Right.
Even though they had it, even though it is down,
Yeah.
it at one time was up.
Right.
okay? We also have, on today's date, a notification on the internet that they're
Right.
using their address as a place of business, which
Right.
again is a second violation
Right.
of what we have asked them to do, of which they consented to do. So, like the attorney said, the show cause letter should be very clearly stated
Yeah,
that, from where I'm sitting, this is, as the chair shares, we tell tell everyone, and so what's the repercussions of it?
You lose your license.
That's right, because we're not gonna be doing this I'm sorry, y'all caught me. No,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, if they wanna rectify it before the meeting and show that it's been rectified, of course, we can go back and check all that stuff. Maybe y'all can give some consideration, but I don't
Well, and the
know.
business thing, maybe
Yeah,
he did an advertisement, some advertising template, and it set it up as a business with open and close, you know.
Yeah,
That
it's-
could
it's
be.
very possible Google's algorithms or something
Yeah.
just populated that. Sometimes you click on stuff like that, it'll
So I
say,
think
do
we
you
give them
own
a
this
chance
business, kind of thing.
yeah,
Fix it.
yeah, it was on a couple of different little deals here. That was Facebook, so it's on Facebook, so,
Okay, so they've probably put their address on Facebook and then it
Yeah.
populates on there or something.
yeah, and there's like all these, well, it's in Bloomington. There's several different Gonzaleses, but this was the one over there, so for sure. All right, well, that gives me a little,
So we'll call him
that gives
in.
me a little guidance.
yes,
Y'all
but,
can-
but what your last statement there,
Yeah.
does give some concern, and here's why it gives me concern. In the beginning, you shared that there are two houses, and Gonzalez live at both places.
Right.
And so the Gonzalez who we gave, the Gonzalez that has been granted the home license
Right.
may not be in jeopardy because it's another Gonzalez who maybe doesn't even have a license or whatever, just put that sign up.
No, he's still in
Yeah.
jeopardy because he's using the address from his application is what he's using online.
Okay, so that could be just
And
one.
the sign is that same phone number. I mean, we're assuming it's him putting it up and it's his phone numbers and stuff on it.
Okay, just a different location.
Right.
Because
Yeah, fence in between the two houses.
Yes, but the concern was Gonzalez person A, Gonzalez person B.
Right,
Okay,
right.
That was, no, it's not me, it's,
Yeah, yeah.
So I do.
But we don't have a home occupation for that second one.
Right.
So if he says it's not me, then,
Yeah,
No,
well,
but
I'll
they-
send you the letter to
Clear
824.
some of this stuff up.
yeah, I mean, I think we give him a chance to fix it.
Yep. All right.
All right, case number 1, landscaping business, admin office,
Who's it for?
Jakira's Cove. I bet I'm fairly close.
You closer than I was.
We'll see. Mr. Cone. Alright, we have lots of landscape
Says it
companies this
will
month,
park truck and trailer at home.
and he can do that. He can have his equipment there. Case number 2. I have no idea what Yanni products are, so we need to ask.
And they makeup stuff?
I don't know.
I think that's a manufacturer. We'll find out, you know how you have franchises. I'm like you, it's an
Do we
interesting
need the
name.
last names of the property owners? Because there's a couple in here that,
Looks like bath products.
okay.
Seen it. I know her.
And we need to ask inventory, which shouldn't be that much. More spiel about customers and so forth. Case number 3,
Back
Oh,
up
why
just a
that's
second,
on
says the
there.
property owner on the last one was Tina,
Tina.
just Tina.
Yeah, do we need to know the property owners' last names? There's more than one in here like this.
Is that, what's her address?
1602 Brook Ridge.
Well, I just sent it to the, I just sent a letter to the property.
Oh, it's an
I
apartment.
addressed it to the property.
Okay, it's an
Oh,
apartment
okay.
complex. Alright, case number 3, admin office for a group home business. So just need to understand, this owner is different as well. that they're not running their group home out of their house. Case number 4, house as an office for a lawn care business. I really do think we have like 6 of those in here. Standard questions. Case number 5, consultant business for new entrepreneurs. I can't say that word very well. Different owners.
People at the home.
Yeah, no customers at their house. We need to understand how they're doing their consulting and getting their customers. Case number 6, online sales for health and wellness products. Different owners. Same thing, standard questions about inventory. Case number 7, one room for a photography business. I've had a couple of those. Need to make sure they know the deal about customers and,
I think she's on the, on case number 6. I know this lady, I think this is an apartment complex and she's an manager.
okay.
Just, I'm pretty sure. That's what she does.
Alright, 7, the photography business. Talk about that. 8. Oh. Is this bouncy house? It's bouncy house business. We've had a couple of these in the past too. We need to make sure they're not storing these bouncy houses at their property. I guess they can store them at their property. They can't open them up and clean them. Is that right, Bob?
Well, we didn't want them, you know, if they got like one that's not gonna take up a lot of room, but if they got like a large inventory of them that's taking up the whole garage, then that's something they don't need on site, cause then they're laying them all out and they're blowing them up and they're cleaning them there. I mean, they
And
didn't
we don't want
commercial
them doing that
business.
even if it's just one.
No, they're just supposed to be running the home office part of it. If they got maybe one, then, you know, that's a small item that's gonna be in the corner of the garage. Equate it to the same thing as having a couple of lawnmowers or something like
Right.
that, but if you got a whole pile of them, and then you're having to spread them out and clean them out, and, you know, run stuff to clean them, that's a kind of a, hey, we're running a business here.
Yeah, if your neighbor's setting up a bounce house every weekend,
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
With no kids.
you're gonna notice that.
something's going on. Okay.
We need to ask about that.
But before we get too far from number 7, is there a concern, photography, and I may just be dating myself, but I'm always thinking of those portraits that people go and have a studio with it, you know, settings and things like that. But the person's desires to use their home as their office, but that means to me that they don't have a studio. Or am I just not thinking real?
Well, sometimes,
No,
it's-
maybe-
People go away.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have studios.
some people do like event photography for people like weddings and whatnot.
Okay.
So they'll go to the
Oh,
event,
oh.
and that's what and I don't know what their business model is, but that's the business model they gotta have. They can't have people come to their home.
Understood.
And we used to, it may actually say it in there as photography is one of the things that's prohibited, but times have changed. We no longer have negative chemical things going on. They just print it off, you know. It's a different concept than
They're
what
not
it
even
used to be.
printing them anymore.
So
They
that was
just-
one of the
email it
things
to
that
you.
Yeah.
it said no photography for home occupations, but times have changed, technology's changed, you no longer have this
Most people
dark
don't even do
rooms and whatnot.
studios anymore.
They don't have
Just prefer-
studios,
But
so,
they can't, to answer your question,
yeah,
they cannot.
yeah,
have
they can't have a
studio
studio
in
in
their
their
house.
home.
And that's,
They can,
I understand they cannot.
they can
But when
edit
I
on their laptop and do their,
Sure, but when I see that they
Business.
are photography, I think what Ms. Sims described makes me more at ease, is what they're gonna
Yeah.
be going away to different.
Yeah, just need to make sure what their business model is, and if it's gonna roll over and, hey, yeah, I have some people come by and set up, take pictures, that's a big no.
Yeah, and-
Please, no.
yeah, because the next thing is, you know, when are you going to, what was brought up here was they just mail it to people, everybody looks at their proofs and then they make their selection.
I don't
And
even
so-
mail them anymore, they just do them online.
Okay, right, so that means nobody comes to the house.
Yeah, I mean, they got a website, you just go in there and punch in a password, and there's all the pictures, and you select, I want this, that, and the other, and send it back to them, and there you go.
All right, I'm good, thank you for the,
At least that's how senior portraits work anyway.
So we'll just clarify, do you have an office or are you setting up a studio?
Yeah, yeah, the office is all you're wanting, not the studio portrait.
right.
All right, 8 was the bouncy house. We know what to ask them. 9 is home office for a cleaning business, cleaning supplies in their van, working from their house. Standard question for them. It's a different owner at this one as well. It's an apartment. And is a lawn care business. This person has been, I think, on the agenda the last 3 months and has not come. She has
Supposed
2.
to been here last month.
Okay, so just 2 months.
Yeah, and she is actually trying to set these, businesses up for her children. So it's not her, she's not doing them, but she's trying to set them up.
Case are you over? 8.
10. All right. I just recognized the name and that she had 2 in a row.
Would she still be the business owner?
She'll probably have to want to have the license, because they might not be old enough to have a license.
And we've had that. We've had a lady that one child's doing cottage
The
food
business,
and one's doing like craft stuff.
the t-shirt.
The one with the delicious cookies.
Yeah, and, yeah.
All right, so the first one's a lawn care business, and the second one is a personal training business.
Oh, she's got two.
Again, especially with personal training, that can't be at home. It can't come to the house.
She missed the meeting last month because she works for NASA and they had something happen up on the International Space Station.
That shouldn't take priority over this. Really?
That's her story and she's sticking to it. She had a
Okay.
NASA badge on, so.
Yeah, kind of believe that.
Yeah, she gets past it. Alright, case number 12. T-shirts, apparel, online sales. That's another one out of an apartment. We need to understand if she's making them or just facilitating selling them online. My guess is she's just facilitating.
Can you do screen print from your home or anything?
Not a large scale.
Okay.
You can have like one of those big screen printing carousels
Yeah, sure.
things.
But you
I
can
think
put
we've, I think
iron
we've
frame.
limited it to desktop type prints,
Okay.
printers.
Yes.
You know, that's about as big as we've allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they're doing like a custom T-shirt, you know, one-offs or whatever, they can't do a ball team or 10 ball teams. Yeah, if they got that, they need to open up a commercial business site somewhere.
Alright, 13 is another landscape business with a one-word, one-name owner.
Yeah, this applicant lives in an apartment, so are there different rules for storing your trailer and things like that in an apartment
Good
complex
question.
parking lot?
Well-
Or would that be up to the?
Probably, they're probably gonna end up having to store it off-site. I mean, unless they've got permission from unless the apartment's got a place to store
Yep.
items or something like that.
But is that a question for us?
Typically, we ask them about their storage, you know, nothing no more than anybody else would have, you know, but apartment's kind of a commercial site in itself, quasi. It's residential, but it's a commercial building. So it just depends on whether they're landlords or not, how they really feel about it.
So if they got a
I
trailer-
really think they should be storing it off-site because there's probably limited parking as it is unless they have a, you know, some park complexes have a place where they can park stuff.
But that's for them to take up with their landlord. right?
Yeah, I
Not
think they
really
want
us.
to make sure it's clear with them.
And I would guess they store it somewhere else because,
I mean, they got a letter, sometimes we have apartment folks call and say, no, they can't do it, so.
well, and a
You can
trailer
always ask
full of
them where they
equipment in
store
an apartment complex parking lot's probably only gonna last a day.
Yeah,
So I would think they probably have somewhere to store it, but we can't ask. Alright, 14, home is an office to make shirts and crafts. So here's a question about Greenbrier, whether they have exactly how big a craft are they doing, to what extent? Separate owners, same last name, probably a relative, but. Case 15, another landscaping business,
who's asking for that one?
Javier Rosas. Cienfuegos.
Try to see if Fuegos,
I was close. Cienfuegos. You missed me, you missed the first one.
Just needs the middle name, the first name.
Alright, what's that one?
This,
I said Jack, I can't even remember how I pronounced it now.
Jackery.
Susanna, this one, he may be the one that doesn't speak much.
Thank you.
So Javier, what did you say it was?
Cienfuegos.
Cienfuegos,
Yeah,
Cienfuegos.
Rosa.
this is why you're here. This is why you can't leave. Alright, the landscape business, standard questions. Alright, home office for consulting business, no traffic, no clients coming to the house. Normal questions for her?
I don't know if you always have Mr. Marquez over there, that we should be speaking.
Home office for general construction. Again, I think we need to just ask about equipment and trailers and
That's just all that.
all the normal construction questions. Alright, case 18. It's wanting to put a carport, I'm assuming, in front of their property, over their driveway.
Ma'am, can I speak for a minute on anything?
You will have a change.
Yeah, is this your application?
Jesse, I'm representing Jesse Long, that's my son.
Okay, this is just the pre-meeting where we talk through everything.
Okay,
So your case will come up in the 4 o'clock meeting,
okay.
and we'll call you up and you'll kind of present your
All right.
thing then. Alright, so we will, talk to Mr. Long. How do you pronounce your last name?
I'm sorry?
How do you pronounce?
Longy.
Longy. Alright, I got that one, and when it comes up. But yeah, we'll call you, we'll go in order, but we'll call you and you'll come up front and we'll chit chat then.
Okay.
Case 19 is a square foot variance for a sign for Hair Queen Beauty, which is in the Walmart shopping center. I just want a bigger sign than we normally allow. So we will talk through, I guess it's normally a 10 by 10, they're wanting a 10 by 15.
Yeah, their building's just not wide enough for the 150 square feet. Everybody's allowed 100 right out of the gate, so you get 2 extra square feet for every foot you're over. Well, there is not, that storefront's just not wide enough to allow up to 150 square feet. They need another 25 feet of width.
Okay.
Are they long with the, next to the food store?
Well, they're like back up off the road behind Arby's, I think. I mean, Arby's, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
The shoe store originally was.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're back up off the road.
Do they have an existing sign now?
Yeah, they put one up temporarily to,
I think it's a banner, isn't it?
huh?
Isn't it just a banner?
It's just a banner. They will
it's just
wait to
hanging
see
off the road.
the outcome of this before they invested in it.
So in your opinion, this is too big for this building?
No, it's too big for the building based off the ordinance.
Oh, but not in your opinion?
Not in my opinion as
Because we've
whether it's
given
too big
didn't we give a variance to Walmart?
Oh, Walmart's got like 500 and something square foot worth of variances. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these stores, fronts that we have out there that are so far off the road, you know,
You don't know.
Walmart, Target, Kmart, or what used to be Kmart, or Kroger, all of them, every one of them.
Yeah, we gave TJ Maxx one.
You know, if they want a little bigger sign, you know, it's off the road so far that, you know, they're just trying to get their name up there. Publix, all of them.
Right.
So, now, this building that we're looking at here, maybe I'm having a problem as far as knowing where we are. Where, is this the building, the new building that's coming up in front of
No, no,
the
no.
Super Center?
No,
or
no,
is
no,
this part
that's
of-
a restaurant. This is an existing building that's back
You
off.
know where the
into
thrift store is?
Yes, I do.
It's to the left of the thrift store.
Okay, where it used to be like a bank or something like that over there, little area,
No, there was a Honey Bake-
You're thinking next to Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Honey
Oh.
Bake.
There was a Honey Baked
Yeah.
Ham in the
Used to be
small,
on-
but there's a
yeah.
bigger store too.
Because see, when I look at
That's right.
this silhouette here, I was thinking that looks almost like the,
I think it was
What?
a Shoe Carnival
yeah,
originally.
right.
That's the Shoe Carnival spot.
Okay, and so are they proposing that the sign looks like this here?
Yes.
And maybe I'm missing the point right here. If they make it smaller, so it's like 150 is what they're doing, which is just going across the thing. How does this line up with what the Shoe Carnival sign was? I remember Shoe Carnival had those letters up there, and they
Yeah,
were covering the
it-
same spot.
Probably. I think it's okay.
I
mean, I think it's,
Yeah, that's a
it's
big-
just, the ordinance says 100 square feet. and
Sure. Looks like to me.
They
That's
won't
what
be
I
able-
thought he was saying, it's really far, so that
Beautiful.
probably does not make a,
And they're investing money in a spot that's been empty, so,
it needs
Yeah.
to be invested.
and good, a good sign.
Is it gonna be a beauty salon?
I think they sell hair products.
Hair products? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, case 20,
I don't know. I haven't been there.
I know, we don't know.
You got a membership, right?
Case 20 is looking for 2.5-foot side yard setbacks. I talked to Tom at the city about this one earlier. Basically, it's a row of townhouses that are being built off of River
Old
Road,
River-
Upper
Old
River
River.
Road.
Yeah.
All of the townhouses are 25 feet, except the ones on the end were originally presented as 23 feet. We approved something for this already. But the builder has come in, and the builder likes 25 square feet across all of his townhouses, and he's asking for a variance on the yard setback in between the buildings, so that every townhouse would be 25 feet. They could sell them as, I mean, it keeps the square footage the same on all the townhouses. And what Tom and I talked about is this builder, for lack of a better use, I'm sure it's cookie cutter plans, so they have these townhouse plans that they build other places, and basically they just wanna build them all the same size.
They got things down to an art. They know how many square foot every cut on the logs. I mean,
Exactly, so, like I said, this is, and what was presented before, I guess before the actual builder got deeply involved, was 25 feet on the interior units and 23 feet on the end units, and this is putting them all at 25 feet for the entire block of townhouses. So,
So all it does is take a little bit of grass off the side of two houses.
Yes.
Is that what I'm reading it right?
yeah,
Okay.
makes their little corner grass a little smaller, but still leaves plenty of room for, I guess if somebody had to get in between the buildings.
Yep.
Bob, what would be the separation between structures?
What's the separation time?
Behind.
19 feet?
Either 19 or, he's got the plat over there.
419, yes, sir, you're right. Would be the total distance between the two.
These must be two-story.
They're a mixture of two-story and one-story. The living
we talked about, you know, I guess the hardship is this builder has his way he does things, and again, I don't know if cookie cutter is a offensive term to a builder, but that's basically what these are, is standard. That's a better response. But that is, I guess the hardship is that they're used to building these, and this is what they build, and this way they can build them and market them consistently.
Well, I just, I found out some additional information since you and I spoke. I spoke with Nathan, I went to right now, and one of the reasons they're bringing, the infrastructure's already there, meters and everything. So if they change the size or whatever to accommodate this, wire, down now, they have a problem with the infrastructure.
So if we don't approve it, they've got a problem. There you go, there's their other hardship.
We'll listen, we'll hear their case.
Yeah, I mean, we talked, and I think it's fine. I mean, it's not, it keeps things standard, and then from a marketing standpoint, this way they're all the same square foot and same size and aesthetically look
Who's behind
the
it?
same. I think it's just a large townhouse neighborhood. I mean, it's a lot of new development, but it's a lot of townhouses. That drawing.
What's the idea behind the 12-foot setback requirement as it is?
Once I
Bob?
start, somebody else will be doing it.
Paul,
Is,
Question?
But the 12 foot,
Uh-huh.
the current,
let's say we have even had the 12 feet.
is that just standard 12 foot in between buildings?
Just for that zone. It's set up for, it was 12 foot for 2 stories and 10 foot for single stories. So if you had, you know, a taller structure, you'd have a little more room out on there between those two. It's just the way they set up that particular zone.
Was it zone for multifamily?
It's not multifamily, it's single family. There are lot lines in between these.
Oh. I guess they do. I guess you technically buy.
Yeah, these are, they're called semi-attached. They're not, the only thing that's attached is the brick veneer, and there's a 1-inch gap between them and the walls. They're just townhomes, is what they are. They're not
So they don't
apartments.
actually share a wall?
No, there's supposed to be a gap. And there's a firewall that goes between them. 5/8 sheetrock, goes up 4 foot, turns out.
That answer your question?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of. All right, we're done for
They did these,
11 minutes.
think Almond Way, those places, you know, where they look like apartments, but they're not. Technically, they're not apartments because they got a wall between them. There's a property line that goes, the parcel goes between the brick. You know, well, that sounds crazy, but it kind of is, but.
But I guess, I mean, you actually buy your,
Yeah, you buy,
Address.
it's almost like the condo theory, you know, you buy, in a condo, you buy a block inside of a building, you know, more or
yeah,
less.
which is crazy.
You know,
This at least you're buying
you're buying
a piece
actual
of
land,
of land.
ain't much, but you're buying it.
A little bit.
Ooh, it may not keep up with it.
or there's been an error in the enforcement of the ordinance. It will require 4 favorable votes from the board to approve any request presented today. Please come forward when your name is called and state your name and address and what you want this board to do. All cases will be called in the docketed order. Once your case has been heard, and if it's approved, please see Nancy Whiteside, after which you are free to leave. Please call the roll.
Lane Dean.
Yes.
Susanna Salcido. Gio Allen. Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Brad Townsend.
Here.
Are there any corrections to the minutes of the last meeting? Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, most of the cases, or a lot of the cases heard today involve a request for a home occupation. So in order to save time, I'm gonna go over some of the rules so that we don't have to repeat these over and over and over for each one. So when you come up and tell us what you'd like to do, if you were here for this part, obviously y'all are here, let us know that you heard and understand these rules. Employees, you may have employees, but they cannot report to your house. If they live with you, if they're your relative and they live at your house, obviously they can report to your house, but employees have to meet you at a job site, at a restaurant, at a gas station, somewhere other than your house. They cannot come to your house and report to work. Advertising is allowed, social media, business cards, ads, signage, but it's limited to your business name, phone number, email address, and social media. You cannot put your home address on any of your advertisements. You cannot advertise that you're running a business out of your home. Customers may not come to your house. Again, you must meet them at an off-site location, whether it's their place of business, their house, a restaurant, a park, just not at your house. And deliveries should be by standard methods in a residential district, which is U.S. Post Office, FedEx, UPS. We don't want 18-wheeler truckloads of inventory coming down residential streets to bring you whatever it is that you're doing. Again, if you'll just acknowledge that you were here for these, this will save a lot of time and keep us kind of rolling along. So, please call the first case.
Case number 1, application appeal of Jacques Cohn for termination as use permit on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for a lawn care business located at 2923 Frost Drive Southwest. The property is located in an R6 single-family semi-attached zoning district.
State your name and address and what you would like for us to do.
My name is Jaquarius Khan, and my address is 2923 Frost Drive, and I would like to start a lawn care business or run a lawn care business and home office out of my home.
Did you understand the rules about home office? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Questions from the board? Your truck and trailer, is it just a normal
Yes.
truck, normal,
Truck and ramps for my riding lawnmower, if so, but
Okay.
everything's,
just standard stuff you could have at home anyway?
yes, ma'am.
All right, any other questions from the board?
No questions.
No question.
Questions or comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
Now, if you end up getting something like a larger trailer, say you want to get a 0-turn and a couple of long 16-foot trailer that's got some racks in a R6, it's kind of a small lot anyway. You'll probably end up having to store that somewhere else off-site. That is just if you happen to get something other than that, because you can't park them out on the street, and block the neighbors and everything else. So, if you decide to upgrade, you need to store them off-site, otherwise we'll get some complaints about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
Comments from the planning department?
Mr. Cohen, I was just wondering if you rent your building, and if you do, does the landlord understand that you're going to be wanting to do this home occupation?
I have a mortgage taken out on
Okay,
it.
gotcha. Thank you, sir.
All right, public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, offer motion for the approval of the request.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Lane Dean.
Yes.
Susanna Salcido.
Yes.
Gio Allen.
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Brad Townsend.
Yes.
You have been approved. Stop and see Nancy.
Case number 2, application appeal to Tamira Carrington for a use, permitted on appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance, to have an administrative office for an online sales of Yanni products located at 1602 Brook Ridge Drive, Southwest, apartment 1210. Property is located in an R2, single family zoning district. I bet it's in the R4. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to,
I would
Start
need your
mine.
name, your address, and what you would like us to do for you today.
my name is Tamara Carrington. My address is 1602 Brook Ridge Drive, apartment number 1210, Decatur, Alabama 35601.
Okay?
And I'm trying to start an online business for my Yoni products.
What is that?
It's female health and things like that.
Just curious. Were you here when I talked about the things you can and can't do?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, questions from the board?
Would traffic be in and out of your house picking up products?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
Comments?
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Susanna Cicito?
Yes.
Gio Allen?
Yay.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Brad Townsend?
Yes.
Lane Dean?
Yes. You have been approved,
Thank you.
and good luck.
Case number 3, application appeal Patricia Ann Mason for determination as use permitted on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for a group home located at 2928 McDonald Drive Southwest. Property is located in an R6 single-family semi-attached zoning district. Ms. Mason.
Hello, my name is Patricia Mason. I want to, and I live at, my name is Patricia Ann Mason, and I live at 2928 McDonald Drive. I'm here today to ask y'all to see if I can use one of my rooms as an office to start my business for running my group home, but I don't have anything right now. I'm just want to use it for like until I can get it upstart and running.
Where are you gonna have the group home?
I was going to purchase a home later on in the future when I get like funding.
Okay.
But I don't have anything right now. I just want to use it for office, just get like, contact my information or contact people, contact investors or something like that, so.
Other questions from the board?
No question.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I offer motion for the approval of the request.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Gio Allen?
Yay.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Brad Townsend?
Yes.
Lane Dean?
Yes.
Susanna Cicito?
Yes. You have been approved.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Case number 4, application appeal of Thomas Torres Alcaraz for a determination as use permitted on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for a lawn care business located at 618 7th Avenue Southwest. Property is located in an R3 single-family zoning district.
My name is Tomas Torres, and this is my dad, Tomas Torres Alcaraz. I'm junior, and we're trying to make our office as a small office for our lawn care system. We live together.
Will you state your address?
At 618 7th Avenue Southwest, Decatur, Alabama.
All right, were you here when I went over the,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, and you understand all that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, questions from the board? What kind of equipment are you guys gonna have?
What's
So what behind?
It's a push mower. We have a stand-up. It's like a stand-up mower and fuel eaters, blowers, and just the basic for cutting grass.
Okay.
Yes.
fit on a normal,
Yes.
a normal size trailer. All right, any other questions from the board? Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
Where you keep your equipment at?
In the house, behind the house.
Behind the house? Kinda out of sight?
Yes.
Okay.
Comments from the planning department?
No comments.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Brad Townsend?
Yes.
Elaine Dean?
Yes,
Susanna Stacito?
Yes.
Gio Allen?
Yes.
you have been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 5, application appeal of Tanya Washington for determination as a use permit appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for a consulting business located at 1405 Puckett Avenue Southwest. Property is located in an R2 single-family zoning district. Ms. Washington. All right. Case number 6, application of appeal Paulette Tenson for a termination as a use permit appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for an online sales business for health and wellness products located at 306 Courtney Drive Southwest. Property is in R4 multifamily zone district.
Hi. My name is Paulette Tennyson. I live at 306 Courtney Drive, apartment 220, Decatur, Alabama, 35603.
Tell us what you would like us to do for you today.
Okay, well, I'm here today to get permission to have my online business office out of my home.
And were you here when I went over the?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I do understand.
You won't be selling out of your house?
No, sir.
Okay.
Will you keep inventory at your house?
No, ma'am.
So it's all done?
It's all done online. Yes, ma'am.
Will, large trucks be bringing you your supplies?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not at all.
Other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comments.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I motion that should be approved.
Is there a second? Please call the roll.
Brad Townsend?
Yes.
Elaine Dean?
Yes.
Susanna Stacito?
Yes.
Gio Allen?
Yay.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
You have been approved.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Case number 7, application to appeal of David Donald for determination as use permitted on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for a photography business located at 715 Cedar Lake Road, Southwest, apartment 201. Property is located in an R4 multifamily zoning district. Mr. Donald. Guess not. All right, case number 8, application and appeal of Lauren Cottle. Okay, for determination as use permitted on appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have an administrative office for an inflatable bounce house business located at 404 8th Avenue Southwest. Property is located in an R3 single-family zone district.
Hi, my name is Lauren Cottle. I live at 404 8th Avenue Southwest, Decatur, Alabama, 35601. And I was trying to start a bouncy house business for events, birthday parties, kids to have something to do in the summer.
Where are you gonna store your bouncy houses?
In my storage behind my house.
And how many are you thinking you're gonna have?
Well, one already came in the mail. I ordered 3. And the 3 that I ordered can fit perfect in there.
So your storage by your house, is it in your?
Behind my house,
Behind your
in my
house.
yard.
The biggest thing with this type of business is, I mean, you've addressed the storage, but it's cleaning them, taking them out. if you've got 3 bouncy houses set up in your yard every week cleaning them, your neighbors are gonna question.
Well, I have a place to clean them. I brought the information on that, cause she told me that y'all was gonna, ask it.
Okay. We like when they prepare you ahead
And
of
I
time.
got it, notarized too.
Okay. You just want to tell where it's at? I mean, is it a
It's
business?
shop, yes, it's a shop, it's a
Okay.
business.
And they're gonna let you come there and?
Yes, and he said I could actually store them if I wanted to, clean them and dry them and all that. Cause they were telling me when I applied for the license that I had to have big enough space to wash them and dry them.
Okay.
So after use, you would take them by this place?
Yes.
They'd clean it?
And I got
and you
one of
just
those
come
big
pick it
spraying
back?
things that I can put sanitizer and all that in to spray them and clean them.
Okay. I think that's perfect. It's just,
She's ready.
Yeah, I made sure I got that.
That's right.
you know, well, I mean, if
Notarized and
you had
everything.
one small bouncy house and had children,
Well, I
You
want
could-
5. I
yeah,
want a
then you
total
need
of
to not
5.
do that at your house.
But, and I have a truck and a trailer, and I'm gonna put my boys to work.
Again, on the advertising, you can advertise on your trailer, put your phone number, your email, but you can't put your home address.
Yes.
All right, other questions from the board?
Questions?
You came prepared. Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Lane Dean,
Yes.
Susanna Salcido,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Brad Townsend.
Yes.
There you go.
You have been approved.
Thank y'all.
Good
God
luck.
bless y'all. Have a wonderful day. Big boy, you see how solid I am, like I put in the work. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Case number 9, application of Pamela Calvin Earl for termination as a use permit on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to have administrative office for a cleaning business located at 2234 Harrison Street, apartment 1. Property is located in R4 multifamily zoning district.
Hello, my name is Pamela Cowan, and my address is 2234 Harrison Street, Southeast, apartment 1, 35601. And I was trying to see if I could open up a cleaning business.
All right, so what you're asking us for is to be able to have a home office to run your cleaning business
Yes.
out of your apartment. You mentioned you're storing them in the van. Were you here when I talked about customers and you understand all that?
Yes,
All right. Other questions from the board?
Your landlord familiar with,
Yeah.
okay?
Any other questions?
I do not have a question.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I offer motion for the approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Susanna Salcido,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Lane Dean.
Yes. You have been approved.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right. Case number 10, application appeal of Stacy Bell for termination as use permit on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to operate an administrative office for a lawn care business at 1317 Sheraton Street Southeast. Property is located in R2 single family district.
Good evening. Stacy Yvonne Bell. I reside at 1317 Sheraton Street Southeast here in Decatur. I'm coming for consideration and approval to operate an administrative office within my home for a lawn care business that I'm looking to establish for myself and my 3 boys eventually when they're of age. Well, I have one that's of age right now.
If it's your business, there's no age on labor laws.
Okay.
Put them to work.
Okay.
Were you here when I talked about?
Yes, I did. I was here for the rules.
All right. And there's been a couple of these come up. Have you heard the questions and answers about trailers
Yes.
and equipment? And
Yes. So right now we have a 0-turn, couple of push mowers and blower, basic equipment for trimming and edging, and also we have actually a pressure washer but nothing too large. It's just a standard 14-foot trailer.
Other
Where you
questions?
park,
Go ahead.
where you park your trailer?
At my home.
Okay.
We actually have a storage unit or storage building in the back of our home that has an awning where we can store the equipment, and I also have an area to the side of my home, so we won't be utilizing the street.
Other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comments.
Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I motion that should be approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Joe Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Lane Dean,
Yes.
Susanna Salcedo.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Stay put.
Yes.
Yes.
Case 11, application appeal Stacy Bell for termination of use permit on appeal for section 2510 of the zoning orders to have an administrative office for a personal training business located at 1317 Sheridan Street, Southeast. Property is located in R2 Single Family District.
My name is Stacy Yvonne Bell. I reside at 1317 Sheridan Street, southeast of Decatur. I'm coming to you for consideration and approval to operate an administrative office for personal training purposes out of my home. The reason being is up until the pandemic started, I was employed at the Wellness Center for NASA on the Arsenal. It has been closed and is still closed because of the pandemic. So I was able to operate up under that umbrella as a personal trainer without having to function with, any other requirements other than having insurance, liability insurance. I am currently the resident trainer at Burning Tree Country Club here in Decatur, so I need to get a business license.
And again, you realize your customers can't come to the house.
Yes,
You can go to their house and train them, but they
Yes.
cannot come to yours.
yes.
Okay.
And also to any fitness facility on invite and approval of management of the fitness facility.
All right, other questions from the board?
She answered everything.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comments.
Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Lane Dean,
Yes,
Susanna Salcedo, Joe Allen.
Yay.
you've been approved again.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Case number 13, application appeal of Gaspar J. Francis for a determination as a use permit appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance for an administrative office for a landscaping business located at
missed one.
1609 Chestnut Street, Southeast, Apartment B. Property is located in the R4 multifamily
Bob, you
zoning
missed
district.
one.
Oh, did I? Excuse me.
Whitney's doing it.
Oh, well,
Yeah, just, all right. Can we do
I got
13 and then go back to 12? Well, it doesn't have a number on it.
oh, well, I'm looking at it though. Well, just get them, we'll go.
Yeah,
We'll
all
go
right, so we're gonna skip 12 and go to 13.
Yeah.
All right, state your name and address and what you would like us to do for you.
This is my dad. His name is Gaspar Juan Francisco, and address 1609 Chestnut Street, Southeast Decatur, on 35601.
Okay, and what's your name?
Victor.
All right, tell us what you guys are wanting to do.
He's a lawn care service.
Okay. Were you here at the beginning? I talked about customers can't come to your house, employees can't come to your house, you have to meet them
Yeah.
somewhere else, okay? All right, questions from the board?
No.
What kind of equipment are y'all gonna have?
Push mower, blower, and weeder.
Okay, so just small, normal equipment. All right, any other questions from the board? Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
That's
Please call the roll.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Lane Dean,
Yes.
Susanna Salcedo,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
You've been approved.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, case 12, application appeal, Whitney Stinnett for a use permit on appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance, have an administrative office for an online sales of T-shirt and other apparel located at 2209 Graham Avenue, Southwest, Apartment C, properties located in the ISD Institutional District. Ms. Stinnett.
I don't think she knows you skipped her.
Whitney?
I see I had it right first.
You did have it right. Move that one to the end.
Okay, case number 14, application and appeal of Summer Blackston for a determination as a use permit on appeal, section 2510 of the zoning ordinance, to operate an administrative office for a T-shirt and crafts business located at 820 7th Avenue Southeast, properties located in the R3 Single Family Zoning District. Ms. Blackston.
We don't have anybody sitting up there, do
You said that like you saw.
Well, I was hollering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Matt, did we have anybody waiting this month? I don't think we did. I mean, I think everybody kind of filled in.
we? Yeah, just wanted to check.
Yeah. Before we.
No, nobody.
Okay.
No, nobody. Okay, 15. Application appeal Javier Rosa for determination as use permit on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to operate administrative office for a lawn care business located at 713 Holland Drive Southwest, properties located in R2 Single Family Zoning District.
We're laughing because we couldn't decide how to say the rest of your name.
We does not include.
We does not include Susanna. And I think I had it right. Bob couldn't say your name.
All right, so I'm here to
State your name and address, please.
All right, my name is Javier Cienfuegos Roses, and I live in 713 Highland Drive Southwest. That's located in Decatur, Alabama. And we're here to start he's here to start a lawn care business, and we're here to see if you guys can give us permission to have an office, an administrative office in his house.
All right, you're Javier?
Javier.
Oh, okay, you're
I'm just here to
Javier.
translate.
Okay, all right. Were you guys here at the beginning? We talked
yes.
about the things you can and can't do from a home office? All right. Other questions from the board? I guess we need your name as well,
All right, my name is Roberto Macias.
just for the record.
Okay, I got you.
All right, questions from the board? What kind of equipment?
He's got a regular size trailer. It's open trailer. He's got 2 0 turns, 2 push mowers, a weed eater, just the basic.
Okay, and where is he gonna store it?
He's got a big shed in his backyard.
Okay.
So that it's away from like the property and the street, so nobody will have a chance to look in the back or nothing. And everything is closed.
Okay, perfect. All right. Again, you can have employees, they just can't come to the
Can't come
house.
to the house, exactly.
They can meet at the job site or wherever, just not, not
Just
at the
not
house.
Gotcha.
And any other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Lane Dean.
Yes.
Susanna Cicito.
Yes.
Gio Allen.
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Brad Townsend.
Yes.
Been approved.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck.
All right, case, what are we up to, 16? 16, case 16, application appeal of Pam Wessler for determination as a use permitted on appeal section 2510 of the zoning ordinance to operate an administrative office for a consulting business located at 1307 Byron Avenue Southwest, property is located in the R2 Single Family Zone District. Ms. Wessler? Wessler? All right. Case 18, application and appeal of administrative decision for Jesse Longley for determination, or from section 25.2.1. Oh, 17. Darn, I'm having a hard time, y'all. Application and appeal of Jim Morris for determination as used permitted on appeal for section 25.10 of the zoning ordinance to operate an administrative office for a general construction business located at 422 Bromwich Street Southwest. Property is located in an R6 single-family attached, semi-attached district.
What are you doing, sir?
I'm Jim Morris, 422 Bromwich Street, Southwest. I work out of model home with my business mostly, and my equipment's all on the job site, so I don't need to work out of my house anyway. I just buy my license out of the house. I really never see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that answers the equipment questions that you knew were coming.
Yeah, it stays on the job site.
Okay. So you literally just need an address to have,
To get my license, yes.
get your license, and if you had any work to do from there, you could do it from your administrative office. All right, other questions from the board?
No, I got this. General contractor, general construction, are you building houses or do you do also remodeling?
Houses and remodel. I do both.
You do perform
Yes,
remodeling?
I do it both.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's a personal question, thank
You might be taking that number.
you. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, any other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, offer motion for the approval.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Susanna Sosito,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Fred Townsend,
Yes.
Delane Dean.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank
It's
you
been
very
approved.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Now, case 18, application appeal of administrative decision by Jesse Longy for a from section 25.2.1 and section 25.10.11.2 in order to place an accessory structure in the front yard located at 701 Westwood Drive Southwest. Property is located in the R2 Single Family Zone District. Come on.
Good afternoon. My name is Alan Longley, and representing my son Jesse at 701 Westwood Drive Southwest here in Decatur. I brought along a prop. Be careful. I'm going to pass it on that way. Don't stick your fingers in there. There's a couple little sharp places. That's channel, stainless steel channel. The structure that is a carport. It's built on concrete right now. I mean, it's the concrete's been there. My son located a house here in Decatur, and they didn't have. They converted the garage into a living room, so we have no garage. That's basically what it comes down to. But wanted to show you, we contracted with a steel construction company that is licensed in Alabama and Tennessee. And we also had a subcontractor to do some minor work. But anyway, we're satisfied. Through some of the designs that I gave them, we've got a flat roof. There's no problem seeing down the road or seeing, and the trees were already taken down in the front yard. So there's no problem with visibility. But it's structured for at least 200-mile-an-hour winds. It's not a blow-away type structure. So, I mean, this is part of it. And there's at least there's 10-inch bolts through the concrete that latch onto this. So it's going to be there a while. It will be there a while. But it's a residential house. There's no activity as far as people coming and going and that type of thing. So I offer that as make this as easy as possible as far as a structure. We would like to have a garage, but it would extend out from the house too much, and it would block the view. My neighbors have looked over what we were doing, and they're okay with it. So I don't see any of my neighbors here, so I assume that it was okay with them. Any questions?
That's my line.
Oh, thank you.
Questions from the board?
So is your carport a garage and then attached to the house?
No. Okay. It's not attached to the house. We gave them a design. We've got a relatively flat roof, but it's not attached to the house. We didn't want to come into different areas of maybe a legal thing where we were modifying the house. We didn't modify the house.
Without getting too much, you mentioned here some of it, without getting too much into your personal business, what is your hardship of needing a structure in front of your house?
Well, let me tell you what happened about 6 months into my son moving into the house. My wife and I had health problems, so we moved in with him. And we had some neighbors, anyway, we had some people shoot out our car windows. And there was nothing to block them from doing other damage. So we put up some cameras. It took me 2 years, but we caught the guys. I caught them. And these were little gangsters, little mobsters that run around the neighborhoods. They'd been doing this for about 2 years. And I don't know if it made the news on Channel 19, but anyway, they were shooting out car windows and house windows. And we set up a camera system, and we caught the people. And Decatur Police did help a little bit. They went to where we told them to find people. And so we felt like we needed some kind of protection. We had, I got little grandkids that come over, and that may deter some of that problems.
All right, any other questions from the board?
So in other words, you sort of like using it also as a shield of protection?
Well, there's an open area, but we felt like it would give them a harder shot to hit the cars.
Gotcha.
All right, any other questions?
How close is it to the road?
We're about at least 10 feet from the road. Now, we looked at some of the area, and there's carport on Danville Road that's right on Danville Road. There's several in the neighborhood that have this curved roof where you have to be away from them to be able to see the yard and other things. So we didn't want that. But what we have is probably, the design is probably more advantageous to views for the neighborhood.
Any other questions? Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
We'll require a building permit for this.
I paid for a permit.
You've paid for a permit?
Yes, I've got it brought here, the receipt.
For a building permit? You pay for that, or is that for the Board of Zoning Adjustment? Is it $50?
I paid for this.
Is it $50?
Yes.
That's to come to the meeting. The
Okay.
permit is a separate transaction. The
All right.
building permit is required for you to construct the structure. You are
Okay.
your subcontractors. They didn't get a permit.
Well, they're licensed and.
They may be licensed, but
But,
if
you
they
know,
hold a license, they're supposed to get a permit.
Okay,
They
they
should
didn't
know
tell
that.
me that they had a permit.
Right, right, and it also has to meet, you know, I'm not sure exactly how far this structure comes out to the property line, but if it extends over the property line.
It doesn't.
Yeah, the board can't approve for it to extend over the property line. It
Yeah.
can only go right up to the property line.
It doesn't extend over, it's right built, it's gonna be, it's right on the driveway,
Right.
the concrete driveway.
So whoever the contractor was that put it up will need to get a permit. And they need to be licensed in the city of Decatur to
Okay.
to be able to do that work.
I know they're licensed in the state of Alabama
Yeah.
and in Tennessee, and they.
Yeah, which
they
is,
put-
which is good, but they also need a city license, and they also need to get a permit for the construction. So that'll be a part of the, I'll ask that to be part of the condition, that we do have the permit in place and make sure that it is actually on his side of the property line, because we can't have one that's not on, it's in the right of way, and this also needs to be out of the easements, if there's any easements.
Yeah. Well.
So we'll need for the contractor to go through the proper steps to be able to fully approve
Okay.
this building.
Well, I guess they probably didn't think about that because it's constructed on the driveway.
Right. Well,
And
I mean.
it's on our property. It's
Yeah.
on the property.
Yeah, I
So
mean.
they probably didn't think
Well,
they needed anything.
We have a lot of these structures around town that people come in from out of town and put them up on the weekends or they just put them up, and we don't know anything about them until there's a complaint.
I
And
understand.
see, they do them without permits, they're unlicensed contractors. Sometimes their structures don't meet the building code. So
Well,
that's
I'm-
something we'll
I'm
have
ass-
to go over with them when they
Yeah.
come to us.
I'll consult with them and see what they have to do. Having a license in the state and so forth doesn't necessarily make it for the city codes,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I'm sure that what they did was
Yeah.
they did everything to code.
we'll see, but I mean, it's part of their state license that they follow the laws of the cities that they work in as well. So they put their license in jeopardy at that point. So they'll need to get to us pretty quick. I mean, if you can tell them, they'll need to contact us, you know.
Okay.
After this meeting, but it's gonna be a condition, I would hope, that this gets a permit under it.
All right.
All right.
So this is already built.
This is already built.
Have you
This
seen
was
it?
built without a permit,
So
yeah.
you've seen it?
One of our other inspectors is the one that went out, and, took some pictures of it.
All right, comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to
Give me a motion.
Still have one. All right, Madam Chair, I offer motion for the approval with the condition that a building permit, for the structure, be obtained by the homeowner.
Or I'd like
Or
for
the
it,
builder.
I'd like for it to be by the builder.
By the builder, okay, by the builder, yeah, get the builder to come in there.
Right.
Thanks, sir. All right, and that's it?
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Elaine Dean,
Yes.
Susanna Saucedo.
Yes.
You have been approved with the condition that everything has to go through the
That'll
building
be done.
department and meet the lines and setbacks and all of that good stuff.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Case number 19, application to appeal Anwar Asmar for a hair queen to allow a maximum square footage of from 100 feet to 150 square feet from section 2577E of the zoning ordinance located at 2812 Spring Avenue Southwest. Property is located in the M1A Expressway Commercial District.
My name is Anwar. Excuse me. My name is Anwar Asmar. My address is 2812 Spring Avenue, Unit U in Decatur, Alabama. We are a new local business, and we're asking that we get a variance to increase the maximum amount of square footage for our sign from 150 square feet to from 100 square feet to 150 square feet. Because our building is set several hundred feet away from both the Highway 67 and Spring Avenue. So I actually took some pictures as well to show you what it would look like and on the building. Several copies. We are a new local business. We've opened about 30 days ago, and we're looking for this visibility for more people to be able to come into our business and see us.
All right, questions from the board? You guys are busy, parking lot's full.
Yes, thank God. It's been great so far. And we have a very big facade, so it won't overshadow the building at all. And it's kind of matching to the businesses that are similar or next to mine as well.
And we discussed that in our pre-meeting. You know, Walmart has a variance on their allowed square footage, and we feel confident Shoe Carnival probably did as well, which was the original tenants of the space
Correct.
that you're in.
Correct.
Any other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Please call the roll.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Brad Townsend?
Yes.
Elaine Dean?
Yes.
Susanna Saucedo? Gio Allen?
Yay.
Thank you very much. Much
Good
appreciated.
luck with your business.
Thank you so much.
All right. Case number 20, application to appeal of Charles Morris, Old House LLC from section 2510.2D, 2510.22D for a additional 2.5 foot building, 2.5 feet of building area on the side lots for the specified townhome end units and corner lots listed below. The properties are located in a R6 single-family semi-attached district. It's going to be at 3209 McCullen Way, 3217, 3219, 3227, 3229, 3237, 3239, 3247, 3249, 3257, 3259, 3267, 3269, and 3277.
Can you repeat that?
Nope.
Good afternoon. My name is Blake McAnally. I'm with Pewright McAnally. We are the engineer for the applicant, Mr. Charles Morris of Old House LLC. We are the designers of the subdivision. We've recently platted the subdivision, and as those lots went on the market, these are townhome lots, and it turns out that the end caps, if you will, of all the lots that have been platted and those that have been recited to you by Mr. Sims need a 2.5 foot variance on the side yard to allow a 25 foot wide townhome to be built. The rest of the lots in the subdivision as platted work in that manner. So what we're asking for is a 2.5 foot on the outsides of the
these are buildings that have 5 units, so it's the end caps, if you will, on each of these units. And there's 4 of those. Asking for 2.5-foot variance. This is a R6 district. It does require 10-foot minimum for 1 story, 12-foot for 1.5 story. So we're asking to basically have a 9.5 foot is what we're asking for. The variance is necessary because of the hardship, which is the streets. These are brand new streets that have just been constructed. They're finished. They've been inspected. And at this stage of the process, accepted, the alleyway has also been constructed. And the utilities for each one of these lots have been constructed. That means the water, the sewer, the underground electric, and the natural gas have already been extended in the public right-of-way to these lots. So it's not as easy as just dropping a lot out and moving the lot lines to make it work, because then all of the utilities are not lined up on the property, which is a requirement of the city. And just to help you understand this situation, there are precedents for this in a couple of places around the city. If you're interested in understanding those, I can help you where this type of variance has been granted before, but we appreciate your consideration on this today.
I'll ask you just a question just for my information. Why would they, I don't understand that part, so I'm just really trying to understand. Why would they go ahead and do all that lining up to your design prior to? Is that like a normal way of doing
Yes.
business?
The process of the subdivision is the subdivision is designed, it's approved through the design process through the planning commission. And then once you have your preliminary plans approved, you go into construction. And all the components of that, the earthwork, the roads, the drainage, all of those utilities that I've mentioned are constructed, inspected by the city engineering department and the associated utility companies. Once they've approved the work, then you can get the plat recorded, the judge of probate, so that you can then sell the lots. So we're all the way beyond that point. And at this point, we have builders who wish to come in and buy that, and the product that they want to build won't fit these end caps. And there is no solution except the variance in this case, because the utilities and public utilities that have been accepted are already in the ground and buried. So we can't move the lot lines because there is a requirement. If this is a lot, the utilities must enter on that lot. It can't come from a lot next door and come across the property line. So it's difficult to move property lines in this instance.
Thank you, appreciate that.
And by granting this, it puts all of the units at 25 feet.
That's correct. They'll all be 25-foot units. How many total townhouse units? About?
The number of variants?
No, just the total number of units for townhomes, about 25?
Yeah.
26, so it's 26 units that will be constructed there. So there's about 20% of these that, on the end caps, that don't work for the 25-foot product.
All right, other questions from the board?
No questions.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I offer motion for the approval of the request.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Brad Townsend,
Yes.
Delane Dean,
Yes.
Susanna Salcido,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
There you go.
You've been approved.
Thank you for explaining that, appreciate it.
Yep.
All right.
You gonna call those other cases?
I don't know, the
Which
vault
one
is
was it? I forgot which one they were.
Can we do them?
You get 100%.
Tanya Washington? Can we call them? Can we call them?
Sure, 'cause I done forgot what they were.
Case number 5, Tanya Washington.
I forgot to mark them.
Motion to,
Do it all at once. It's 5,
what's the word?
7.
We can't do them all at once. We have to do them
I offer
individually.
motion to
Motion to,
dismiss.
yes, that's the word. Case number 7, David Donald. Do I have a motion to dismiss Mr. Donald?
No,
Not
motion
showing up.
to dismiss.
Case number 12, Whitney Stinnett.
I offer motion to dismiss. Oh, Oh, he's not on there?
No,
What's he doing?
not on there, but I wanted,
Yeah. We got time.
What you here for?
for the sake of everybody else, I wanted to operate a administrative office from a drone service out of my, off my property.
Oh,
And I called,
uh-huh.
the day after I, submitted my money and my application, said because it was, I'm under construction right now, I'm trying to put the house out there, but I have a building out there, waiting on assessment for them to come out and assess the building and put it on my property. And that's what I was gonna work at until I get the building, the other buildings up. It's gonna be a total of 3 buildings on my property. My house, my detached garage, and my office shed. It's gonna be on the same property, yes, on the same property. But I got shut down, and I didn't know I was not gonna be on the docket, because they didn't send me my check back, so I said, I'm coming to the meeting. That was a week and a half ago.
What we can hear.
He was supposed to send a request in to get that money. Once we receive a letter from you asking for a request for that, a refund for that, we can send it to you.
Yeah, they'll give you your money back.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, they'll put you on next
I
month's.
don't want my money back, I want my business license.
Yeah, but
You can't have a business if you do not have an address and a home.
yeah, you gotta have an actual home to have a home occupation.
Okay.
So if you wanna do where you're living at now,
Yes, I do.
then you got to submit at that address.
I did. And I have an address. Get mail there and everything. That was
I
never
don't know.
told, that was never asked from me. When I submitted, the only thing the lady said on the phone was, you don't have a house there, and something she said, and that was it. It was like a 20-second call. I didn't get to say much. So, I mean, what, all right, I was just, okay.
Well, since it didn't get advertised, you'll have to come back next month. I mean, you won't have to pay again, cause you've obviously paid, but it'll be next month's meeting. Since it didn't get advertised, it has to be advertised.
Can he amend the previous application with the correct address? Is that the process, or he needs to submit a new one?
He's gotta have the property wherever he's living at currently. That's the only place. He can't submit for a home occupation at a place that he is not living at.
Right, I didn't wanna do that. I submitted it where,
So,
yeah,
your application has gotta have your current address on it.
yes, it is.
Then next month we'll advertise it, and you'll have to be on next month's meeting.
Why couldn't that have been done this time? This conversation should have been happening like 2 weeks.
I'm not sure, sir.
Yeah, me either. That's kinda weird. And then right now, so where's my check?
Your checks
Not you,
with,
I'm just saying.
the checks in the city clerk's office or at
That would be
finance.
nice to know that, sir.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, hey, Al Ross will be on here, and I don't see
Yeah.
nothing, but I don't have no, then I have to request a refund?
You have to,
Nobody knows that.
you have to request a
I
refund.
didn't know that, I didn't know I had to request,
Yes,
I didn't want a refund, that's why I brought it.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my business life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
But we'll send you a letter for next month's meeting,
June, last Tuesday in June.
last Tuesday in June.
And then come back. All right.
Yep. All right.
Alright, case 16, Pam Worstler. Motion to dismiss.
Motion to dismiss.
Second?
Alright, do we have any other new business or old business? Do I have a motion?
Did y'all do Whitney?
Yes.
Did it?
Yes. We dismissed her.
They wasn't here, so we didn't know what to do, but to dismiss.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye, and